Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings where, yeah, I should have dealt with this faction before it popped. For some reason I thought that it was taken care of, and it wasn't. But now we have to deal with it. We did manage to get a good amount of the Byzantine Empire away from them though, and this desperately needs to be handled before we deal with the faction. So, to that end, we can grant 6 vassals right away to their rightful liege, and that is indeed exactly what we're going to do. So there's 6 of them out of there right away. Beautiful. We can negotiate an alliance with this guy. Sure, I guess we'll do that. No point in not doing that right now. And then we want to take a look at some duchies over in this territory. So this duchy here, we want to usurp this. Absolutely. And then we grant that over to this gentleman. There we go. 6 vassals go with. Beautiful. Next up, we're going to do this one. Okay, so this duchy here, we'll usurp that one. And that goes immediately to this guy. Now, this guy is Orthodox, which isn't great. We'll grant him his duchy title. 5 vassals go with. He immediately gets quite a bit of opinion with us. We're going to get a little bit more with a gift, although it's not very much. And we'll demand his conversion and see if that happens. Hopefully it will. Hello, pause menu. And that right away has dealt with a lot of the issue down here. We're now down to 12 direct vassals above our limit. We do have 2 counties over here. I do want to look, this guy here is technically the one that we should grant these to, but we're going to give it to this guy because he's the correct religion. So we're going to do that, and we're also going to give him, he's a very tall gentleman. We're also going to give him this, although apparently, oh, that's a county rank realm, not within our terrain. Wait, no, that is our vassal. What? I was giving him titles, wasn't I? Not vassal. I'm dumb. Okay, there we go. Problem solved there. That brings us down to 10 direct vassals over. Now, kingdom title. We're going to create the title Kingdom of Bulgaria. It's going to this guy. I'm actually going to give it to this gentleman because he's the correct religion. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. We don't want new kings. We need to find a kind of weak king who's elsewhere and give it to him. Like, actually, this queen would do the trick. It's going to create some internal border gore, for sure. There's no doubt about it. But there we go. No new kings. They get transferred over. We're now 6 direct vassals above. Let's take a look for any other things that we can solve here. This is not us. Let's see here. That's a Khanate. Here's a couple of county ranks. They should really be in one of these kingdoms. That guy's rebelling against us. So I guess Pomerania, for some reason, gets it. That's cool. We'll definitely do that. Here you go, Pomerania. Fantastic. So we're now 4 direct vassals above our limit. And where else can we hand out titles? That might be pretty close to all of it. Maybe. We'll see. I think that's good enough regardless. We're doing okay on our soldier count. So now we need to deal with this rebellion. Where is this gentleman? Okay. Not a lot of territory here to be sieged. There's a decent amount over here. Sounds good. We're going to raise up our forces here. Not all of them. We're going to raise up enough. We're going to put our men-at-arms here. 2 years. Gross. We'll see if it's actually 2 years. I don't think it'll actually be 2 years. Alliance has been formed. Yeah, that guy didn't convert, but he's not our vassal, so we actually don't care. This guy's raising up a good number of troops in his capital. That's to be expected. We're raising up about, looks like about 10k here is what we're going to want. And the question is, when are these guys going to pop in? We do have a new stewardship perk available here, and we'll take Avaricious. That'll be fine, I guess. Not like we really need the gold, but it's fine. Okay. We do need our men-at-arms before we want to fight this guy. There they are. Perfect. So in we go. Actually, we should technically siege here first if we don't want to take the attrition. We'll see how long that siege is going to take before we make up our mind there. We're negative 2% war score right now, but we're not really expecting to have too much issue here. Yeah, this siege is fine. We'll allow it. Smallpox is, of course, still in our midst here. We'll be cautious. Reduce symptoms. Okay. We did, of course, survive smallpox. This is you, allegedly. Our health is poor, but we are recovering from our wound. So that's all good. We are going to, I think, want to move into Trongsa next. Siege that down. Grab ourselves some war score that way. There we go. We're up to 2% now. No, I don't want to walk over there. I just want to get rid of these. Fantastic. No. Stop moving on me. Thank you. Okay. 47 days here. That's fine. We're just going to make our way in, take some territory so that they don't have ticking on their side. That's the biggest deal right now. We can negotiate an alliance with our half-brother here. I guess we'll go ahead and do that. He's fighting someone who is not us, and I'm okay with that. We are, in fact, very pleased that this is happening. And yes, ticking war score is still against us. I want to actually have a siege leader here, at least for right now. Looks like most of our siege leaders are rebelling against us. What a bunch of jerks. This guy will do. We'll put in a proper leader if we're gonna actually fight. Okay. There's another 7.3% war score there. This will stop them from having ticking war score. And that is, of course, a huge, huge deal for us. This will be a big swing. What is the current cap? Okay, 100% is the cap on occupations. Sounds good. We don't know what the battle cap is, but this'll be fine for now. It's a beautiful herd, but it could be bigger. And so we'll make it bigger. Our rival died. Sounds good. We're just going to continue this siege. For right now, we don't need other troops. For right now, this is sufficient to deal with this enemy force of 50,000. We can win this with just 14,000 here. Not a big deal. Smallpox outbreak. Yeah, that's to be expected. Our son did recover. So that's all well and good. And there goes their capital falling. Beautiful. We did not capture their leader, which is perfect. We do not want to capture their leader in this situation. And that puts ticking war score on our side. We're at positive 32% war score. And at this point, we're going to need to start sieging our way up over this way. Taking some of these locations. Or are we? Ticking is on our side now. You just need to hold any of the locations. That's right. So we can just continue to siege our way up this way. That'll be fine. Like, at this rate, we're going to win this without fighting a single battle. These guys are just going to chill down here. That's fine. They can do that. I don't care. Completely and totally okay. He can't fight us on his own. He'll need help. Please enter. Deposit the gold on your left. 12 days left on this siege. We're at 35% war score. Yeah, they're sieging our territory, but we don't care. That's fine. They can do that. At least for now, they can do that. Yeah, only 3%. That's fine. Sieging over here? Sure. It's going to take them 7 months to siege that. Look at how quickly we're sieging in comparison with our shiny new trebuchet. I like it. It's fantastic. 25 more days on this siege. We're at 50% war score. We're going to head on down over to here next. Yeah, we're taking attrition. That's fine. We have plenty of soldiers in our backline. We can always raise them up if necessary. So over we go. We're at 62% war score now. 7% from ticking. And we're just going to keep doing this. We have no reason to stop. We are netting 7 to 11% per occupation. So that's actually a really huge deal. We did not get anything from important prisoners, so that's good to know. But this does, of course, mean that we only need like 3 more occupations to end this war, which is just insane. Like, this entire rebellion is going to give up because we sieged a couple of places over here. Nutty to me. Absolutely nutty. 5 days left on this siege. Successful treatment. Perfect. We're up to 72% war score. And in we go for the kill. 2 to 3 more, depending on how much ticking war score we get between now and then. And whether they're worth 7 and 11, I suppose. If they're only worth 7, it might actually be more like 4 more. But that's okay. We're completely fine here. They are going to start finishing up some other sieges, I would think. But that's okay. That's what ticking war score is here for, to cover those. We've got more than enough for right now. Of course, we're going to cap at 100% eventually, and that is definitely something to consider. There we go, 86%. And by cap at 100%, I'm talking about our war score from occupations. But that only matters if they offset us by enough. That's the only time that matters. So that last one was another 11%. We're at 87% right now. This one, if this is an 11%, will likely end the war with ticking war score. 32 days on that. We're at 88%. Ticking war score will go up to 16 next month. And this should end the war, assuming that this is an 11% county, not a 7% county, like some of these have been. We'll see. I don't know which is which. I don't know how to determine that. It just kind of is from my perspective. But there we go. We just need 11 more percent. And it was a 7% county. Okay. Well, we'll just walk up over here, I guess. That'll be fine. We're probably going to get there via ticking before the siege finishes. A duke left the Independence War. That's smart. He should leave right now. Not a single battle. A couple of occupations over here. And they just want to give up. I really think that Paradox needs to rework the Crusader Kings 3 war score calculations. It's insane to me. Look at that. War is over. All of this rebelling. And they want to give up? Because we sieged like 10 provinces over here. Insane to me. Well, so much for that rebellion. And we are 5 direct vassals above our limit, of course. We're kind of okay with that, in all honesty. We do want to take out some of these regions over here, like Soroka would be a good target. The Kingdom of Wallachia would be a good target. The Byzantine Empire, of course, continues to be a good target, but there's a lot of little guys over here that we can continue to go after. And we need to figure out, what do we want to go after? Do we want to do a big war up here where we fight like all of these guys simultaneously? That could be neat. We could swing that for sure. We could definitely do it. So we need to decide what we would want from Upland. And it would obviously be a duchy claim unless this is good, but no, it's not. So I think we would just take the petty kingdom of Upland. That would be the goal there. Now, as far as Sweden goes, is this good? No. No, it is not. So I think we would just take the petty kingdom of Östergötland. Sounds good to me. Now then, this gentleman. The petty kingdom of Viking. Sounds great. Scotland, of course, this is just a single county, so we'll just do a county conquer. And finally, this guy. This will be a duchy, and this duchy seems good to me. So none of these are actually going to be completely eliminated by this set of wars, right? That's to be expected. We're going to raise up troops over here-ish, and we're going to raise our men-at-arms. It's going to be like a 6 months delay. That's okay. We're going to raise like 20-ish thousand levy troops. And they did hire a holy order. That's fine. I mean, we're declaring all of these simultaneously for a reason, right? And that reason is because we're greedy. And because we can. So that'll be fine. These guys are heading out over towards Finland, and I don't care about that. They can honestly do that all they want. So I'm just looking at all of the enemies over here. This is not looking very frightening, even for just this force of 11k. We're going to take it up to 15k. So 14,000 and 15,000. Okay, we're going to stop them gathering. They are going to walk down over here and fight that force. Now we're waiting on our men-at-arms to arrive, obviously. This is still saying 6 months left. We'll see how many it actually is. I don't think it'll be quite 6 months. Do we catch them over here? Yes, we do. So we'll go ahead and fight them. Maybe we catch their leader. That would be amazing. This battle is not going to be particularly challenging, as we expect. Not one day too soon that our rival died. Okay, we did not stack wipe them. That's okay. We're going to head off over here and fight this force. For now, we're kind of ignoring these guys. It's not relevant to us. Our men-at-arms have arrived. They're going to move in and start sieging here. We're also going to wait for these guys to finish moving into Upland, which will be done now. They are going to split off these units of levies. They're going to come up and siege. And then these guys are going to head off over here. And they will, of course, be joined by our combat men-at-arms. So we're just going to wait for these guys to arrive over here. And the combat men-at-arms will be split off. Or more specifically, we're just going to split the trebuchets. And the combat men-at-arms are going to head up over this way. The trebuchets will get a siege leader, which will be, say, this guy. Excellent. And then we'll just group all that together. And in we head. Smallpox is gone. That's excellent. This will be a stack wipe. I'm quite certain of that. Especially if our men-at-arms arrive in time. But they didn't. That's okay. We're just going to group up here. These guys are going to head into the capital. And we'll group these together. We'll bring them into the capital to reinforce as well. We don't want our siege weapons to get stack wiped, of course. And then we'll bring them up to fight these guys over here. Absolutely no problem here. We're at 80% right now against Upland. This actually might end the war. We'll see. Are we capped? Yeah, we're capped for Battle War score. So we'd have to capture their leader for this to happen. But that's okay. We will certainly be able to siege their capital and win from that. We're going to head over here and fight Sweden. And our siege force will just make their way on over. It's fine that they're going to successfully siege up here. We don't actually care about that. Not relevant in the slightest. So we'll wrap up these wars. No problem. There we go. Our war against Upland is over. And we will then head on over to the capital of Sweden. This will, of course, need to get handed on out, and we'll give it to this gentleman. And, of course, we will need the duchy here. So we'll grab the petty kingdom, usurp that, and then that will, of course, go to this gentleman. 2 vassals go with. He's a petty king, but he's actually a duke. And we're now 8 direct vassals above, but what kingdom does he de jure belong to? Kingdoms. Upland. Okay, so the Duchy of Upland is de jure part of the Kingdom of Upland. We can't usurp that yet because he controls de jure lands within it. Okay. That'll be fine. We're going to head on over, deal with Sweden. No problem here. Yeah, Sweden's running away. This is unsurprising. I doubt we're going to actually catch them here, but that's fine. Oh, they're actually going to let us catch them. That's foolish. Okay. They did not need to do that. The Swedish capital will fall very shortly. We are already at 20% against Sweden. That's a stack wipe. We're going to head up and chase the Viking force. We're now capped at 50% against Sweden for battles. And let's see how much we actually end up getting from their capital here. That's going to be important information. Okay, so we're moving up to here, and then we're going to move in here. Yeah, that's what I thought. We do catch them there. Perfect. Okay, sounds good. So, we are done with our war with Sweden. We'll take that territory. Next, these guys are, of course, going to move on over into the Viking lands. That'll be great. And this territory will need to get handed on out. I don't want to construct a new holding. I want to grant this off. There we go. And we'll grant that off as well. For now, we're not too concerned about being over our vassal limit. It's a little concerning for sure, but it's not tremendously concerning. How are we doing on Castle Baileys? We're 16 years away from that. Okay, so that's not going to be something that will happen this life. I can tell you that right now. So these guys are going to head on up and deal with this force. We haven't actually seen the Scottish force yet, which is marginally concerning, but not tremendously. But this is definitely a pretty good Scandinavian land grab for us, and that is great to see. We are, of course, going to have to continue to fight Denmark at some point. I say continue. Have we really done much of fighting Denmark? I feel like we haven't. We've kind of neglected that. Denmark is just feeling neglected and ignored, and I'm sure they would like it if we rectified that situation. I'm sure they're not going to have any problem with that whatsoever. So we can definitely see Europe is cleaning up, but there's still a lot to be done there. Our fort over here is sieged down, and so we're going to move into the capital. These guys are running away. This is unsurprising. They shouldn't let us catch them. If they do, that's a big misplay on their part, for sure. We're at 77% here. Make that 76%. And we do want this Chancellor to be this guy. Perfect. I want to check in as our succession here. Yeah, this is fine. This is completely and totally fine. Fantastic. So we're going to fight these guys, and of course, there is some ticking war score against us, but that will go away very shortly. And I think that this war will end with this siege. So that's good. We're going to fight these guys and win, and we can siege this fort back with a slow siege, probably. I think that'll be just fine. Okay, so we see the Scottish force over here. That's a problem. But you know what we can do? We can hire a mercenary band like this one. And boom. We're reasonably fine. Emphasis on reasonably. I'm going to also hire this one. There. We should be fine. Yeah, that's what I thought. Get out of here, you nerds. Okay. So we're going to have these mercs chase them down a bit. Our war is, of course, over against these guys. Fantastic. And we're going to move down. Oh, that's a pretty big Scottish force, actually. This is not Scottish. Okay, so we're going to have these guys move up over here together. We're a little bit concerned about the size of that force for our siege force. We'll grant these territories out. We don't want that to go to our player heir, though. And this siege is going to be done in 9 months. I'm not going to bother with that. We're going to come around and land over here and deal with the Scottish force. These guys will stop. Godon became our vassal, and this territory, of course, needs to be handed out as well. There we go. We do need to get the duchy here, so let's go ahead and do so. That goes to this guy. 3 vassals go with, putting us down to 13 direct vassals above. Yeah, that is hurting our soldier count, but it doesn't actually matter. Look at this. They're a bit split up. We're going to walk down over here. We are, of course, embarking here. And once we're locked into this battle, we're going to see if we can catch this force separately. So we're going to do this. Cool. Perfect. Catch them in 2 separate battles. And we win both of them. So this one will stack wipe, for sure. And then we'll move up and reinforce. But I don't think we'll get there in time. That's okay. We don't have to. We're going to take our siege force over to Scotland proper. And these guys honestly aren't super necessary anymore. Like, at all. We'll group them together for right now. And then we'll just split these up. Time to write that wrong. We'll just split them up like so. So that we don't have massive attrition issues. There. And now all we need to do is a little bit of sieging to wrap this one on up. And that should be absolutely fine. They have ticking against us in both of these situations. It's not like we care. So that's excellent. We'll grab this. And with that, it is also time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to finish up this last little bit of war here. It's not going to be particularly challenging. I don't feel like this is like a cliffhanger or anything. So that'll be fine. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And I will see you all next time.